Hello everyone, my name is Ananya Chaubey and I got recommended for CDSE 2 2020 from 4AFSB Varanasi. I got recommended on 5th of March 2021 and then I cleared the pilot test on 6th of March 2021. Then I got medically fit from AFCME New Delhi on 18th of March 2021. This was my third CDSE attempt. In earlier two attempts, I got conferenced out. Now, I will tell you something about CDSE examination pattern. CDSE examination pattern consists of SSB and written examination. Written examination consists of three papers. First paper is of English, which is 2 hour long paper and having 120 questions and of 100 marks. Second paper is of GK and GS, which consists of 120 questions and is 2 hour long paper and is of 100 marks. And third paper is of mathematics, which is again 2 hour long and consists of 100 marks. Now, the approach and strategy for cracking the first phase, that is written examination of CDSE, should be very clear. The candidate should prepare each and every subject very carefully. They should have to revise their mathematics formula and should practice each and every problem very carefully and should work on the proper speed and methodology of solving questions. Not only this, they must practice questions in a limited time frame manner so that in the duration of examination they don't get hesitated and get crumbled during paper. Not only this, to improve English, the candidate must read something in English every day, any article or any vocab, so that they can understand the concepts of English and how the rules of grammar are working. Because the paper, when you see the paper of CDSE and previous year papers, you will get to know that they have there is a very structured manner in which they have divided the question paper. You will be having questions from closed test to the questions from para jumbles and sentence jumble. Not only this, there will be error detection, paragraphs also. So you have to prepare yourself in that manner. First of all, just look at the syllabus of the paper, then look at the pattern of the paper, and then bring out the things in which manner you can prepare it. If you are not having a sound vocabulary, then start reading some books like Word Power Made Easy, so that you can improve your vocabulary. And improving vocabulary is not a day or a week's work. You will have to make it a continuous practice. Now, if you talk about GK and GS pattern, then there are questions from current affairs, from history, civics, geography, politics, economics, and not only this, there are some questions regarding your basic concepts of physics, chemistry, and biology. These questions are only up to class 10th standard. So, going through NCERTs would be quite cumbersome thing. So, I would suggest to look into books like Lucent. There is a general knowledge Lucent book. You can go through it, and it is having vast criteria. So, everything regarding CDSE is covered in that. So, I would recommend Lucent general GK book for that. And not only this, for mathematics you will have to go for different sources. Like you can go for Lucent elementary mathematics book and competitive book of R.S. Agrawal. In that there is a very structured manner. They have made the chapter, categorized the chapters, and then they have given very interesting questions in that. So solve that question in a particular time frame. And after the question and after you clear the written examination, then you will have to wait for a month. Then the written results comes out, and after the written results are declared, you will be called for your SSBs. And in CDSE examination or in any defense examination, if you are going to become an officer, then you must know what SSB is. This is Service Selection Board, and it is a 5-day long procedure. In this, you are judged according to your personality and your psychology. What I mean by personality is not how you look, but how you think, how you write, and how you tackle situations and behave in a situation. So, if I would have to tell you in a nutshell, then SSB is more psychological than physical. Even though there are some physical tasks, but they are not very much hardcore physical tasks that you will have to grind yourself. But maintaining your fitness is a key importance in defense, and that also goes in SSB. So it is a 5-day long procedure. So I'll begin with day 1. Day 1, the SSB is divided into various phases. Phase 1 is screening in. In screening in, there is first test, that is OIR, that is Officer Intelligence Rating Test. In that test, you are given some questions in a limited time frame, like 30 minutes, 50 questions, and there are 2 question papers like that. First paper comprises of 50 question and 30-minute long paper, and again the second paper is also comprises of 50 questions and 30-minute long paper. In that time duration, you will have to attempt as many questions as you can, and there is no negative marking. And after OIR is done, you will be shown a picture for 30 seconds, and then you will have to write a story around the picture. And after writing that story, you all will be divided into various groups, and then you will have to narrate your story, as well as you will have to discuss this story and bring out a common consensus and a common story among your group. So the second test, the picture test, is also known as PPDT, that is Picture Perception and Description Test. And after this, your screening in results are announced. The guys who make through the screening in, they are stayed in the campus for rest of their days and other tests also, and those who unluckily couldn't clear it are sent back to their homes, and they'll have to again prepare for written exams, and then they again have to come for SSB. Now coming back to after screening in. After screening in, phase 2 starts. Phase 2 is a 4-day, or you can say 3-day long procedure. In this, there is psychometric test, there is personal interview, and there are ground tasks also. In psychometric test, there are various tests to judge the psychology, or to bring out the actual psychology of the candidate who wants to become an officer. Now in psychometric test, there are various 4 to 5 tests there. First one is a WAT, that is word association test. In this, you are shown a word for 15 seconds, and then you will have to write a sentence around that word in that given time frame. And after that, there are 60 such words, and after that there is another test which again continues after it, that is TAT, that is Thematic Assessment Approach. In that test, you are shown a picture, and you will have to write a story around it. There are 11 pictures shown to you, and the 12th slide is a blank slide. In that, you will have to write whatever comes to your mind. And after TAT, the third test is Situation Reaction Test, SRT. In that SRT test, you are given 60 SRTs, and the time limit is 30 minutes. That means 30 seconds ideally for each SRT. In that, you will be given a situation, and then you will have to write your reaction, that what you will do in that particular situation. After this, you will have to write 4 to 5 paragraphs on you, and this part is known as self-description. In this, you will have to write your perception about yourself, perception of your personality by your friends. That is, you must be having an idea that what your friends are thinking about you. You will have to write it. You will have to write what your parents are thinking. In next paragraph, your teachers or your officials if you are working somewhere, and in the last paragraph, you will have to write what kind of person you want to become. So these are the things in the psychometric test. Now when you write all these psychometric tests, there is interview, the personal interview. There will be your interviewing officer, and he will ask you question around your personality, and the form which we have filled, that is PIQ, but that is personal interview questionnaire. You will given a form on day 1, and you will have to fill all the details which are being asked in that form, and questions and your all other activities goes around your PIQ. So we can say that PIQ is very important when you are going for your SSBs. Now the third test is ground test, and it is very important because that ground test is having so many other tests included in it. So there are so much material available so that you can get a rough idea about that what things are going in GTO, ground tasks, sorry. and when your phase 2 gets over, then in the final day you will having your conference, in which you will get a chance to meet all your officers in uniform and all together, and after that your results are announced that you have made it or not. And if you have made it, then that's very good, and if you're not, then don't lose hope, you will be having chances further. So friend, this 5-day long procedure and your hard work of written test, you never know that what the correct method to crack SSB is, because there is no set rule, because it is not a test, it is a task based approach. It is having various methods to solve a problem. This is the basic difference between a test and a task. In test you are having a particular solution for a particular problem, but in task you can have so many solutions for a particular problem. So SSB is actually a task. In this you never know that what you are doing is right or wrong. It's just the game of psychology. So sometimes what we are doing is correct in their perception and we get selected, but sometimes what we think is correct might not be the solution or might not be correct in their perception. So after my first and second conference out, I did a lot of introspection that what might have gone wrong, because in my view I had done all I could so that I could make it through, but it didn't happen. So after my first conference out, I introspected and I found out that I might not be having some sound information, good amount of information related to Indian Air Force, or I have done some blunders in my ground task. So I started working on it. But again, in my second SSB, I got conferenced out. Then again I introspected, and this time I was really puzzled that what should I do. Then I had written my third CDSE examination, and before the results came, I thought to seek some guidance, and it was the tough period of lockdown, in which there were no coaching centers were open and everything was closed. But during that time I came to know about a person, Amrish Pandey sir, through one of my mentors in one of my friend and senior in Varanasi. He told me that hey, he is there and he'll guide you. And really, during even that tough lockdown period, we used to talk on calls, and he, without any hesitation, he started guiding me on mobile phone. Through call we used to discuss various things. He asked about my interview experiences, my experiences in SSB, and what might have gone wrong according to me. But what had gone wrong according to me was not the actual problem. He then bit by bit told me and groomed me up that what should I read, what should I study, so that I could make a better impression in interviews. And also support of my parents, my friends, they were always there to guide me, to help me. There were times when I used to feel low, that will I make it or not, because actually when you are preparing for SSB, you only know that yeah, I am doing this, it might have some positive outcome, but that positive outcome is going to bear results or not in SSB, you don't know that thing. So proper guidance is necessary, and obviously the hard work never goes in vain. So when you do that hard work with proper guidance in a correct time, on the correct time, then it bears fruit. And that happened with me in my third attempt. I had a proper psychology. I was very calm this time. I had very good practice of each and every situation and every problem, and that helped me in my SSB. And in last, I would say thanks to the Almighty, that He was always with me in form of my teachers, my parents, my sister, and my friend also. So thank you everyone, and work hard. And if you have the dream that you want to be an officer in Indian Army, Indian Air Force, or Indian Navy, then you will do it only by your dedication, hard work, and proper guidance. Thank you.